Alright, folks, welcome back. 皆さん、お帰りなさい。今日は30、32日目です。It is day 32, technically the last day of January. Let's finish strong. Yesterday we had our level up, and now we have our reviews, right, stacked on top of each other, so we get an additional however many this is. I'll say roughly 50. So that's where the bump in the review is. Today we're starting our first day of our Duolingo Chinese wrap up. So let's get moving on here. This error was because I basically stopped reading the character and stopped at door, but we were looking for doorway. Not too bad. Let's hop into our review. Gonna be a little brisk today. Okay. I wasn't so sure about that one actually. Oops. Uh-oh. Wait. Person plus life? Oh. Hmm. Okay. I didn't know it was hit or strike. Maybe both. Oops. How did it? Okay. What was the? Okay, that must have been a different term then. They want. Did they want? Oh, probably. Yeah. How did that work? There were legs, ground. Oh, well. Yeah, I don't remember the mnemonic for that one. I'll have to look that up after the review. I should look there. Ah, that's a typo. Yeah, that was just pure typo. I wasn't paying attention. Yikes. Oh, wait. Oh, wait. Oh, they just want. Wait. Dang it. That's the wrong thing. I was supposed to type K there. That's fine. I was very destabilized by the typo. Not a big deal. These are vocabulary, but we already know the meanings. And the reads. Okay. Let's try to get back on track here. Maybe I should. It doesn't happen as often, so learn to pause. Maybe instill a pause moment. That's probably a script too. I imagine that's probably a script. If I had to guess, a double check script will also have a buffer script in it, where when you make an error, it causes you to pause. Because usually that's a excellent way. When you start making an error, you don't rush forward because of the error. If you're aware of the error, gives you time to think, and it also gets you back in the allows you to refocus. Because once you make one error and you continue forward very quickly and you're aware of that error, you're more prone, in my opinion, the person is more likely to make another error immediately if they're still hung up on the previous error. I should have taken a breather there instead of making 2 errors back to back. The second error that's immediate is like negligible. It's part of, at least in my opinion, part of human behavior. I wouldn't say that I'm not immune to that. What was the mnemonic for this? I still got hung up earlier what the mnemonic for this was. We got some legs. Round cross. Gun. Let me take a look. Oh, the centaur. Ooh, yeah. See, that just doesn't work. Yesterday I was trying really... I was trying to pile on the archery story from the one content creator. Still not... Yeah, that's not landing. We'll see if that becomes a problem. Okay. No typo that time. Oops. Yeah. Okay. What's this the one I was thinking of? Oh. This one, the mnemonic didn't land either. Had something to do with ooh. It's like you? Oh, uni. Uni. Oh, because of the fresh live Okay. Screwed that one up a little yesterday. That was our previous. Oh, that's not it. That's something else. I was thinking of something else. This one was roof on top of a. Actually, I don't quite remember. Oh, that was the treasure because the roof, the water droplet reflect. This one doesn't hit very hard as well. Okay, so we have like 3 that we can modify the mnemonics. They didn't hit the first time. I was concerned about that yesterday. Yeah, level 4, thank you. Yeah, we have no time today. Today is a long day. Okay. Oh there, Mattia. I don't remember any exceptions for this. Yeah, I don't remember the exception. Is it because it's Mon? Yes. Yeah, this one didn't hit as well. I think that's what, 4 mnemonics that I didn't feel hit at all as well. Yeah. So we got some work to do on those mnemonics. Did this one hit? It was the sun under the cross. Oh man, Hanzahiro's mnemonic is powerful. It's overpowering this one. Maybe we should. Maybe I'll link it with Hanzahiro's mnemonic. That's definitely an unexpected issue here. Oops. Yeah. That presents an interesting problem, but not necessarily a problem, but more an interesting avenue of remembering some of these things. I could. So whenever it pauses because of one or the other, I think I'm going to create a mnemonic that unifies them, as opposed to, and it probably works more in the favor of Hanzahiro, where I would take the mnemonic and bend WaniKani's mnemonic to Hanzahiro's mnemonic. It could happen the other way, but I like to think predictably it's probably the other way. But whenever confusion comes up and it causes me to get an error, I'm probably going to end up consolidating both the mnemonics together. Much like knowing one character and then using that to figure out the other character of the same nature between the languages. These things are starting to happen more frequently now, where if the lesson on the same character happened on the same day, usually that's very rare, but that was one of the instances, because the early kanji was the sunflower in Hanzahiro, and they mean the same thing. So overall, regardless of what the mnemonic is, they still mean the same thing. But the sunflower is it was Zelda in the basement early in the morning, using the Triforce sunflower power to get out of the basement and away from Ganon. That's why it's so much power. What was the mnemonic to remember which read we use here? This is a 50-50. It's the other one. Oh no, it's not. I forgot. It is this one, but we need to remember Mo. Yeah, this one is bad too. We're gonna have to consolidate this one too. So we have five mnemonics that don't hit at the moment. Need to elaborate on them. They're all gonna be listed in the mistakes section, so we'll be able to expound upon the mnemonic. Okay. Yeah, I definitely see a weakness for myself with Ko's writing for more special cases. I think special cases we're gonna have to dedicate. If they're new, if the character itself, the expression is new, and also it's a special case, I think Ko's mnemonics are too weak for me. They're not involved enough. Not memorable enough. We're just gonna have to make it even more memorable. Add more stuff. Like I don't remember this one. I think this one is like you shoot at a cow and it missed and it hit the horn. That's why the cow character looks different. And somehow also yesterday I had to keep moving because we're running short on time. How does this get to here? I think. Yeah, I don't know how it gets to here either. Right, Nandroids. Yeah. So making a decoy because shooting cows are bad. Yeah, it's kind of blending a dark thing with a euphemism, and I'm not keen on that too much. Oh, Nen. How do we get Nen? We'll think about it afterwards. Okay. Oops. I had a problem with this yesterday too. Still doesn't stick. It's not this, right? I did the same thing yesterday. Only it wasn't listed, so I didn't add anything to this. What's the mnemonic for this? This is taking too long. That's my best guess. Oh, I did have trouble with this, but I stuck with it long enough to remind myself of the song. Right. Right. So what, we have 7 now? 7 not good mnemonics. So we have some work to do at the end of our review. Did I just write letters? I told myself I would write letter. Oh, I'm not sure if they'll take letters. I think I might add letters. Yeah, I'm gonna add letters here. Okay. In case you don't take plurals. I don't think there was any special rule for this. There was. Oh, because it's using the kun. This is a special rule. Yeah. So this one is convergent. It's convergent from the previous. So that's a terrible or complete lack of a mnemonic. Hmm. Yeah, I forgot immediately. Oh no, wait. Don't remember the mnemonic for this either. I just know it's icky. That's right. I just know it's ikiru. Okay. It's harder to spell 20th than the actual writing the kanji. 20th. Alright, they wanted Mo. I need to check what they went with there. Oops. Oh, I misspelled 40. uh, oops. I wonder if they differentiate between stone and rock. Because there is a differentiation for some places. Huh. Okay. What was this? The dirt was private? Private dirt? I want to write... Maybe they went with... Oh, there can be so many things for this. Alright, past. Because of past private dirt. Okay. The problem of knowing too much. Yeah, you can chat in any language. I can actually discern a bit of what you're already writing in French, actually. Because Romance language again. Not that I'm gonna bother trying to read it, like, out loud. And both of you know how to speak English, so I leave it up to you to explain it to anyone who wants to know what you're saying. What's the... Oh, this is, ass direction. No, this is the... Oh, this is the Ko thing. In Kyoto, little Kyoto. I don't know about that one either. And when you were little? Pretty good, though. It's pretty good. This was like the cross around your mouth. Yeah, the demonic are just not working. They not very as connected with the read. In this case, or the meaning. I don't know, maybe like... Oh, say humbly. Yeah, this one is not good. Not good. Not good enough. I'll have to come up with another one too. I was gonna say like respectfully, but that's very different. What do they have for this? Oh. Was this a namaste thing? Yes. Oh, they want fresh or lively, or fresh, live, raw. Yeah. Right. That was a mnemonic. Yeah, look this. I don't remember this at all, actually. Hmm. What does this do? Oh, okay. Let's take a jab. Hmm. Oh, it's Mo. Hmm. Oh yeah, this was the one where this is a kun, but it's also read as an own. Yeah, say humbly for the mowing the lawn thing. Still direction. Direction. Remember this one too. Did on top of a always home. Direction is always home, but when we're not talking about direction, we're talking about way. Way is something else. Kata, that's right. I instantly forgot what this was. Oh. Okay, let's do this last one. Got 2 lessons. Okay. That's not as many mistakes as I thought. Old. Yeah, old. And then we don't have the read on this yet. Old is old, ancient, or outdated. Yeah. This word is used for things like clothes, yeah, but not people. Yep. And then huru. How do we go with huru? Fool? You're full of memories? That's pretty cute.
Furui.
Alright. Yeah, we didn't spend time reading context sentences at all yesterday. We're still not going to today. Secondhand. Oh, interesting. They didn't use two. Secondhand. Middle. So, chuko? Pick something that's middle old and you have something that's used or secondhand. It's not 100% old yet. Yeah, I gotcha. Chuko.
中古.
Okay. Belongs in the regular column. Alright. Alright. So we have eight things to refine. Not too bad. Okay. Let's get to refining these. Most of them are vocabulary and special, well, most of them are special except for this one. What did I do here? Oh, this was a typo. Okay. No, this one was, these two we know. Those were the initial back-to-backs because I didn't pause. And let's look. This one, mnemonic weakness, and these are actually, all four of these are special. So that pretty much confirms my concern from yesterday when I was doing the lessons. Okay, so let's do our mnemonics first before we go for the review. Yeah, it doesn't help that I don't do any vocabulary things inherently at the end. Alright. Onyx. Okay. Man, measurements, origin, whole, leader, forehead, alligator, ceremony, spirit, branch, energy, center, world, plate, bamboo, thread, ear, insect, flowers, sea, red, car, shellfish, foot, knot, samurai, rice, loiter, bed, high, cliff, master, spoon, beggar, horns, spikes. Yeah, not everything's new to me. So the new ones are the ones I kind of really brushed over yesterday because I needed to finish. Was running short on time. All right, and then read. So all these radicals are new actually. The only reason I know them or can assert them is I ran over it yesterday. I already have mnemonics attached to them, but all these radicals are new. There's no I don't name any of these radicals based on their radicals. I named them all based on their kanji. And that was only 116, so not too bad. Pretty short. Just remember that the first 10 levels are the heaviest ones of all. Irrelevant. These are not heavy. So, couldn't agree more. So, since we just met Mattia, WaniKani is fairly light. Pretty light. Pretty light. I would say we're not being pushed to try harder yet. Not yet. Let's see. Let's go over the reads, and the mnemonics. So we might go over the mnemonics actually. Read and mnemonics. Okay. So, what did they use for this? Pass dirt. Oh, we might want to go over the meaning as well, because there are a couple words that I may not use for these characters, because I know too much, and it might conflict. So past, right? Dirt, private. I'm relying on my previous knowledge. That's not good. So it's this is the little Kyoto. Little Kyoto. So kyo, and then when you're little, ko, right? And both of these sound like they would be, but they're not. Interesting. Sa is the kun. Okay. Okay. Goal. What did they want for goal? What's the mnemonic for goal? Oh, is this the one with Goal's grandfather? No. Can't be, right? No, this is the this is the hatch. The lost reference. Mouth, okay. So let's see if we can actually gather that. So it's the hatch, which is the mouth in the ground, with some numbers, but with the prison, right? Prison in the ground. Guy gives you some. A prison underground. Ugh, okay. Alright, alright. Okay. Da. What do they want for da? And so we had like fingers. Oh, your dad is angry with you by going brawling in the streets. Your dad. Okay. What did they want for ice? Corey. Yes, Corey, what's his last name? The guy from Gremlins is how I remember this. Corey Fieldman or something. Fieldman, yeah, Feldman. Imagining him frozen in ice. That one's okay. Yeah, Cody. Oh. Oops. And then this one's the one we stopped on. You got the cross in the mouth. Cross in the mouth to say humbly. And then lawn mowing. I think lawn mowing is fine. We'll keep that, I think. What else can you do that deals with mow? Now that I think about it. Okay. Sen. The day one for Sen. Hell, there's Sub-Zero. Sen. Is this previous or past? Sen. Oh, I forgot. So go is on. Ori kun. Mo is kun with a question mark because that's kind of weird. And on. Baby is on its way. Tomorrow. Oh, tomorrow, Monday. Get your camera ready. You gotta see those baby pictures. Let's see. Sen. So what do we do for this? Yeah, slide. Oh, they didn't go with gun. So slide dirt on legs. Oh, this is where you have the weird fetish with dirt. You rub the dirt all over your legs to feel the past. But how does that relate to Sen? Oh, the centaur. Oh, jeez. Yeah, see, this is what I mean by WaniKani doing a leap. So you need to remember the both of them. Yeah, man, the centaur. Okay, centaur. I'll have to go over it again. At some point. Let's see. Yeah, you can't wait. Been really wanting one of those Lenovo Yogas too, though. I mean, they are pretty high in value. Okay, so name. How did name go? May. Yes, it's a go-to for STEM majors. I see. Never noticed, but when you look around in class today, I saw that most people were using either yogas or ThinkPads. Oh yeah, ThinkPads. ThinkPads are definitely an option. Sounds very industrial. Fits the STEM majors. Unless you suddenly, I'm actually kind of curious. Does Norway have a large Apple footprint? I doubt it, right? Because otherwise, if you like hop into an animation class or something, then you know, an animation or a modeling class, suddenly all of it just shifts to Apple. It's too industrial. Yeah, ThinkPad is what your dad uses and he loves it. Yeah, ThinkPad is the gold standard for industrial industrial look. May. So May is on. I don't know the mnemonic for this one as well. It's famous. Oh, this is the evening mouth thing. Yeah, even the evening mouth thing doesn't sit with me. So the evening mouth shows up on 1 month of the year, and that year is May. This one's actually connected though. This one they co-wrote a connection between the two. And still nothing. Dang. I wasn't paying attention. Then ne? Here. How did Jen work? The cow, weird horns, but it's that time of the year. Oh, this is the Nendroid thing. Nendroid. Okay. Got early. Soul. This one's fine. Soul. Get up early for church. The soul. I think soul is also on, isn't it? Okay. MAKU. Yeah. Yaku. Okay. Yaku. This is the goofy thing. Hundreds of flowers. 100 of leaves. Near the sun. Goofy. Right. Cho. Cho is pretty. Cho is connected. It's her town. This is Cho. I made a blunder here. This was actually a snap judgment. Treasure. And it's the guy's home. Oh. Becky. Seki because sexy. And you threw a stone out a window and get a interrupts something, right? This was connected too for the Seki thing. Seki sounds kun. It's not. What is Seki supposed to be close to? Huh. I don't know what Seki is supposed to be close to. Okay. So let's go over these, right? Try again. So pass dirt. Private dirt pass. Private dirt pass. Little Kyoto. Kyo. And when you're little, ko. Number. Hatch. Mouth in the ground, leading to a prison. Which had special. The hatch had special numbers on them. How did it get to go? Probably the person. The grandpa. So we're just gonna do the grandpa gave you the number. Yes. O's grandpa. Okay. Go. Strike. You go to the town with your fists. You go to the streets with your fists, and your dad is upset. You strike people in the street. Ice. Water with a drop. The drop is very powerful, right? And it turned the water into ice. And then imagine the quarry being frozen in a block of ice. Then we have the mouth with a cross around it. Piety is what the link is to being humble, to say humbly. And then a humble, then the closest thing to mow was mowing someone's lawn and rejecting the compliment humbly, right? Humble flex. Then we have sen. Yeah, I'm still going backwards. I'm going backwards from the read. I already know what it is. So sen, how did this work? We had a slide dirt legs. Get the dirt around you that deals with something of a previous time or past time. And centaurs. Just centaurs. Past, previous time there were centaurs. So there's a big leap there. We'll probably connect them if it's too weak. Or if I need it anymore. I think sen is probably gonna be an optional thing since we didn't hit on it as a problem. Since it's not new. May is not new as well, but May was the evening mouth. So we have evening and mouth. And it's very famous, and it comes out once a month, which is May. That's where that came from. And then Nen, that time of year, but you don't want to shoot real cows, so you build a Nendoroids for its replacement. Hundreds of leaves, but it looks like one leaf until you get closer to the sun, and then you find Goofy, and that's how you got Hyaku. Because of what Goofy says. So the forehead, no, not the forehead, the roof over the king with the drop. The drop reflects treasure. And then sometime along the way, the king can invite you to their home, see the treasure, or have an opportunity to see the treasure. The whole. That one's a bit, but that one actually worked because that's actually a new character for me. So, well, actually, no, it didn't work. The treasure part didn't work, but the whole did work. So the reed worked, but the mnemonic for the treasure did not work. It was a big stretch. And then Seki worked because stone. Oh wait, I didn't write stone here. This would technically be considered new because I know rock, not stone. But I didn't use the stone mnemonic at all because I already know the translation. So a bit of a mixed bag. So now let's go over my errors, right? So the first error was, oops, I don't like it. Make sure I don't typo, right? So the typo was here. And then right after I made another error because I didn't pause. Yeah. What error did I make on this? Oh, it's because I have two grouped mnemonics from yesterday. Between plants and ice cream. This is K, right? And let's go over our two kanji. So the two kanji characters that were weak were the cross across the mouth. Cross across the mouth. Say humbly. And then mowing lawns. And then the other kanji was actually probably the in stroke order. Okay. Okay. So this is the water droplet under the roof. Reflects treasure, a king's treasure. The king may invite you to his home. And then now we have the vocabulary. Right, so it's the three uniques, three specials. So let's start with one. Oh, this is still heart. We have to think of a song. Keep that song in mind. Kokoro. The next special is this. You have life. Life is a special. but it was with biru. Ne? Yes, biru. Oh, I have to look this up actually. It's nama, but oh, it's convergent. That's why it's not useful on the read. It was convergent. Okay, that's fine. So we just use nama because it uses the kun as a stand. And then the fresh thing, yes. So it's convergent on the idea of fresh beer, right? From drafts. So fresh is the keyword. And then we use nama because it uses the kun. Whoops. And then we have the Mon, Bun and Mon special. One is Ichimonji. Right, Ichimonji. Only monsters. Only monsters write straight, perfectly straight lines. That's where the mon comes from. Oops. That's where we missed. And then Moji, which is a special case as well. Moji. We gotta think of our friend Mo. Moji. And that's it. That's a wrap for WaniKani today. Not too bad. Everything shifted up a little. That's fine. Yep. So what is that? We have 2 typos. We have to iron out. We'll give it another day tomorrow. The biggest concern focus would be these 2, which we'll review before we go into the review. Seeing that there is a mistake, right? So these are mistakes, so they won't necessarily happen tomorrow, but maybe a little down the road. We'll see how strong they are. Kokoro is a little... Kokoro is kind of weak too. Kokoro is a previous one. Okay. Fair enough. Yep. All right, folks. That's a wrap for WaniKani today. Did anything happen out of expectation? No, not really. These are probably the ones that I would have expected from yesterday. Actually, I had a few more that thought might have been a problem. The Seki I thought might have been a problem, but that kind of, the mnemonic helped. So overall, I think the mnemonics for new things are like a miss for me right now, because largely I haven't been really using them in the forward direction. So we might have to come up with like a different approach in trying to remember the forward direction and not the backward direction. So far, the ones that I don't have problem is largely because I already know what they are. So that's a problem in a way for future. We're probably getting close to the transition point where got to start practicing the forward direction, or you take the mnemonics and then take the mnemonics to the read and get used to that. I think most of the reads are yeah, they're more misses right now, right? Of the 6 new ones, I think 4 of them did not help me with the read. A bit of a stretch. So we'll take our time in the future. It'll usually have better timing in the future. Anyways, largely due to less schedule constraints. Okay, that's a wrap. Thanks for hanging out, folks. I'm glad to see that Gecko and Mattia was able to converse. Quite a lot of the things you guys talk about was not unexpected. For a while you wonder why Attack on Titan they say Shinzo instead of Kokoro. I still don't really understand the rationale behind it, but at least you remember Shinzo and Kokoro now. Oh, that's interesting. Zou I've seen multiple times, and it's of the nature of something. Like it's like whenever there's like you want to convert it into it's like a heart or like a something or like a something. I've seen Zou before changed, added on to a lot of things. So like even modifying adjective, I'm not sure if these are related, but like I saw this clip of oishiso or oishi. It's either Zou or mo or Zou, where you get like I'm not sure if this is accurate or not, but like tanoshizo or tanoshiso, soul or Zou, and then like mo, where it can like interrupt something. And whenever I see a translation of it, I obviously don't know what it means, but like how the Japanese works, but whenever I see something like that, it gets translated to, oh, it's still that. It's the same thing in English. Like, oh, this is tasty. It's like, oh, this is still tasty. I'm like, why didn't the person say oishi desu? But oishi so or oishi mo or something like that. I'm like, did you watch Attack on Titan in sub or dub, or just to know you're familiar with? I watched it in both, but I didn't look at the title. So I didn't look at the title screen. So I watched in both sub and dub. I didn't watch it with Japanese subs though. You really like the dub of Attack on Titan? Me too. I quite like the people who are in Attack on Titan. The English voice cast are actually a lot of prominent voice now. Lots of them kind of exploded from their careers, kind of exploded from Attack on Titan, as lots of those voice actors too. It's kind of like what's his name? Steve Bloom. Is that his name? Steve? It's Bloom. Yeah, Bloom is his last name. I don't actually know how to pronounce his last name, but ever since Spike Spiegel, right, from Cowboy Bebop, whenever I hear his voice, like, that's him. Whenever he's in a video game, that's him. You think the English version they translated to Dedicate Your Heart? I have no idea. I didn't look at the title as well. In both ways, I did not. But I think it still said heart. So like the soul and mo, whenever it's like attached to something, it's in English, at least for me, when I saw the subs a lot of times when I hear it, like you would hear the beginning of like a, for me, when you hear a beginning of a familiar sound, you know, like, oh, that's the taste. Wait a minute, the ending sounds weird or sounds different. And it's usually one of those endings. And whenever I look back on the subs, it would, in the English, it would simply say that. The word that I thought they were saying, but then the ending changed. So my guess, Duolingo did this too. There were a couple of examples that Duolingo has in their sentences, and I'm like, when you translate it, it still means the same thing. Like if you said tanoshimo or something, or tanoshiso, I forgot which one it is, the example, or oishimo or oishiso. I'm not sure if this is related to the heart thing, but what happens is that ending still, when you translate it, at least in Duolingo, it ends up being the same word. Like, oh, this is tasty, this is fun. And I'm like, oh, I shelved it, by the way. There was only 2 examples of it in like 300 days. So I'm like, maybe I'll pick it up later. Maybe I'll look into it. I didn't end up looking into it other than like looking at it. Oh, it exists. And then I didn't look into like why sometimes it does this. And that's what that reminds me of. The shinzo instead of saying kokoro. Although my example of kokoro, which I'm not sure if you saw, I'm referring to the Survey Corps' mantra. Shinzo and kokoro both mean heart, but there seems to be a nuance which I haven't got. Oh, the the mantra? I guess I didn't pick up Shinzo, I suppose. That's fine. Okay, now that's okay. I guess you're referring to that. I that doesn't change anything I said, but yeah, it happens more than I would say if you're listening for it, where they would change things, and in English it wouldn't capture it. It's happened a couple times already. Like why would you say this instead of this? And it happens when people are describing things too. So is it important to me to know that? I'm not sure. Is it important for you to know that? I'm not sure. But is, like, in English, if you were saying, oh, they're still referring to the heart in both ways, I guess I wouldn't be able to explain it regardless. I was providing an example that is very analogous, a bit analogous to that. Not that the words themselves have to be the same or not. I'm talking about like shinzo. So shin, I mean, in my opinion, is still heart to me. So I didn't see it as any different from kokoro. I don't know what the zo part means though. Does WaniKani have shinzo? Yep. No, oh. Well, according, I don't know, one might actually be anatomical. I'm just looking at G Show right now, but one has an anatomy feel to it. Anyways, sure. Your understanding as Shinsho refers to the physical heart while Kokoro refers to the spiritual one. That's what I gathered from the Jisho entry. Yeah. Because Kokoro refers to the spirit and Shinzo refers to the anatomical heart. Seems okay. That seems good enough for me. Anyways, that's a little beyond me. We're gonna wrap this up. I have to keep moving today. We got our Duolingo Chinese review to do. Yeah, thanks for the share. I have no idea other than that. Like, I looked it up in the dictionary. They're defined differently, so I'm guessing that's why they're defined differently. I'm not familiar with Shinzo, even after watching Attack on Titan. As a reminder, I suppose, when I watch anime, when I watch things, I'm practicing. So if there are things I haven't learned yet, if I haven't learned the things, I typically fill in the meaning through context, if I can. But I don't go back and learn those things until I learn them. So no, I didn't pick up Shinzo, probably because visually it's already depicted that they were referring to their hearts. And also I watched it twice in sub and dub, so I would already know they're referring to their mantra, which deals with the heart. And if I didn't hear Kokoro, which is the more common one that I would hear, then I would skip it and know that they're referring to their heart at the time being. Yeah, I don't usually combine learning with my practicing, which I kind of talked about in like reviews. But this one, I'll probably talk about it when I review WaniKani's progress report, like maybe in 2 or 3 months. The main point of separating the two is so that I can still learn to interpret things through context, through practice, versus making every moment a learning opportunity per se by stopping. So yeah, I didn't pick up on that, probably because I skipped it subconscious, like through practice. Yeah. When I'm watching anime, I'm focusing on most of the things I already know, as opposed to picking up new things along the way, because I'm not actively learning when I'm watching anime. I'm actively practicing. Occasionally, if the word comes up a lot, which interestingly enough, that mantra doesn't actually come up that much in the show. It comes up in very pivotal moments, but in the show's runtime, they might have said that maybe a little bit more a couple times in like the first season, and then it's like once or twice in the season 2, 3, and 4, because they're the most important parts, especially like the one time near the end when Levi says the mantra or the motto. Yeah. Anyways, I probably won't be able to pick up or talk about very specific details in anime when it comes to Japanese, if they're like nuanced and hard to understand. So the chances are, if you found it confusing, I probably didn't even notice it. I think that's probably the odds going forward. Unless somehow I knew it already beforehand. Yeah. Speaking reading, when I'm consuming immersion, it's about 80 to 90% I'm practicing, and then 10% of the time I have the urge to sit down and think about it. It's also the name and the chorus of the second opening if you happen to like it. That's fine. Again, no matter how many times it comes up, I probably wasn't interested in knowing it. But yes, that's good to know. That's good to know. The band in terms of the music, right? Because the second opening is the same band as the first opening. That band is okay. Like it's okay. I think the band definitely has a iconic sound to it. However, it's kind of samey, sort of samey, and singing is a whole different story. So when it comes to like singing, that is pretty much unintelligible to me. You can pick up like I can pick up like words in isolation, but I wouldn't ever be able to pick up their meaning while it's happening. I could stare at the song's title, right? Maybe it's in the song's title, and that would be in a written form, um, somewhere in the credits. And it can't tell you honestly that I'd be looking at the credits when the intro is rolling. You know, the song's okay. I'm not the this is the best opening of all time kind of guy. I typically don't have super hype or super dislike for anything. I think the song was pretty okay. Especially the band. The band is okay. At least I think it is a band. I'm not sure if it's a particular orchestra or chorus that was used to perform that opening. Anyways, yeah, we gotta keep moving. Attack on Titan. It was a pretty good show. The end felt like if I had to vibe, it's interesting to learn how you consume anime in that regard. Yeah, I compartmentalize now because I aggressively learn when I'm ready to learn. I personally, for me, it's liberated a lot more time, and it allows me to still continue to integrate higher meaning and more things as opposed to stopping my lifestyle. So one of the take-home messages that I'm gonna go into maybe at the end of my Duolingo Chinese review is that right now I completed the first season of Mo Xiao Mo Dao Zu Xi Zu Xi Mo Dao Mo Dao Zu Xi, right? And the second one, and I'm watching it in Chinese. That's the original language of that show. The idea is to be comfortable in listening to it as quickly as possible, collect the interpretive meaning, because I'm not translating literally, like transliterating in real time, because that's not realistic to me personally. And then because I need to consume media to form ideas, I'm specifically focusing on that aspect. If I transform the thing into a learning aspect, then it would practice a skill that I don't personally think will be efficient or efficacious for me when I'm speaking. When I'm speaking, I'm trying to figure out the fastest way to reply and respond without being dependent on transliterating whatever the person's saying. And the reason why I do that is because that's what I do when I'm speaking to people in different languages. When I speak to my parents, and then when someone is speaking to me to speak to my parents, I'm not transliterating while I'm listening. So if I get hung up on a word, I can compensate for the word a lot of times. And when you're watching something, you also are paying attention with your eyes, right? You're seeing and also hearing at the same time. So a lot of the visual stuff can help with lining up with the words, right? For me, I think that's one of the stopgaps for my learning when it comes to speaking. If you treat visual media and stuff as a way of translating, it might bog you down, or it might bog me down. So that's kind of why I separated those. Yeah, take care, Matthew. Thanks for stopping by and chilling and talking with people. Good luck. Oyasumi nasai, Mattia-san. Yeah, so that's probably my. It's a little bit of a hot take, but I kind of explained it multiple times. So whenever someone like asks me, when someone asks me like, oh, do you do any other studying, right? Whenever you do any other studying, I usually say yes and no. I practice when I'm not learning, and learning and practicing is part of studying. I spend most of my time learning now, so this is where I sit here, take as much time as I can, make sure I don't make mistakes, make sure I get things as accurate as I can, fix any mistakes as I go so that I get double checked. And then when I go and do immersion, I don't concern myself with accuracy that much or consistency. I'm trying to use as many tools as I can that I have, and then I get a general feel of, I make a mental note of general feel of the things that keep coming up that, oh, well, I don't know this. I'll concern myself for it later, but for now, there are things I consistently do well and understand well, and then there are things that don't come up. So then when I'm learning and that material comes up, I'm hyper focused on that material. Like, oh wait, this is the stuff that I've seen before. And I'm like, oh, it makes sense now. I can finally discern that. And that would allow me to focus from immersion, what I'm missing and what I'm not missing. And this has worked pretty well. This wasn't always the case. It was in the beginning when you don't have any foundations, everything seems like a learning opportunity, right? However, I didn't want that. I didn't want to make that the only thing I do all the time. And it deals, in my opinion, it has an underlying importance of a study life balance. If you may, I am a person who loves to make as many learning opportunities as possible. However, you have to also know how much you can handle, right? For overzealous people, especially younger kids, they make every opportunity a learning opportunity, and in my opinion, overestimate how much passion they have for quote unquote the grind. So at some point they burn out. And for me, I have swapped over from doing learning at a very specific time where I am most refreshed, like energetic, have the most energy, and working the hardest. And then when in the evening, when I have to practice and stuff, that should be the normal stuff that's effortless. It requires less energy because you're enjoying things. So enjoying anime by only concerning myself with things that I already know is the natural state of speaking and interacting, especially when eventually you become fluent. The idea is you're associating with how do you do all these things while being calm, collected. What happens when you don't understand something? You ask. So most of the time now, when I encounter a word that I don't know, I'm like, I just say "nan desu ka" to myself, or like, imi wa nan desu ka, right? So what happens is when it happens live, like when I talk to someone and suddenly someone said something, I would immediately respond with imi wa, like hanzu or kanji, I don't know, kanji o wa imi wa kanji o nan desu ka, or something like a mix. It doesn't have to be grammatically accurate. The idea is you have the cluster. You're referring to the kanji, right? And I attached a particle to it. It's like, okay, well, maybe that's the particle. And then imiwa, because I'm looking for the meaning, you could say, and then I'm like, oh, wait, I should say it like, kanji no imi wa nan desu ka? Right? So what is the meaning of this kanji? Or what is the meaning of this kotoba, right? The word. So kotoba no imi wa, right? Nan desu ka? Or just stop at kotoba no imi wa, right? So that's kind of how I go about creating speech while you're really not talking to anyone. So I have often worked on reflexive questioning, which is what I do normally. Like when I sit here, I'm like, so what could this mean? So I'm saying that in Japanese when I'm listening to Japanese. And then whenever Chinese comes up, it's like, 这是什么意思? Right? 这个字是什么意思? 我不知道, right? 我不知道, or I don't know, that kind of thing. Anyways, more on that in the future. I think it'll be clearer when I start playing video games how I go about doing that. I feel like I could keep this conversation going, but I know you want to move on to the workload you have planned. So we can, we can pick up the topic later. I am very tempted to keep on going, Gecko. I totally do too. I'm curious how you go about, how about this for tomorrow, actually, for next time. I'm curious how this contrasts with the way you go about watching anime, because I know you're also doing a thing with your daughter, right? And that's pretty awesome. I don't have someone that I'm doing that with, and that's kind of like a different thing that I also want to do, right? And that's what I'm probably going to try to do while I'm playing a video game. So when I'm playing Like a Dragon, I'll probably try to do that as I'm going, because there's text in the game. So we'll integrate, oh, if I read this, we'll think about this. So I'll be treating the cutscenes like I would treat anime. And then I'll treat the JRPG dialogue stuff like a learning experience. So then there will be a blend of learning experience and listening for general ideas. So the first thing I'm going to do soon, as a teaser, I'm still going to play over the main story quest line, so the MSQ only in Chinese of the previous game, which is Infinite Wealth. And then I'm going to be playing it over again one more time in Japanese, because I have to complete the game. It requires 3 playthroughs to complete the game. So I've already completed the English one. So those two, and then we're playing Pirate Yakuza right in time for Pirate Yakuza, and that will do the same thing, but we'll do it in English first, so you won't be seeing the Chinese or the Japanese yet, because I would be engaging with Pirate Yakuza as at the highest, quote unquote, the highest linguistics I have, so in English. And then with all the knowledge and the experience I have, immediately I will be playing it then in Chinese and Japanese, while the memory and stuff of English is fresh in my head. So then the whole thing would be useful in that way. But anyways, yeah, topic later. And I don't want to keep you as well, because it's also getting late, right? Excellent question. Thanks for the share. I had no idea that there was 2 things for heart. I thought you might have been referring to something else that I'd noticed. Maybe you've encountered the thing. This can be a topic for next time. Maybe you've encountered the thing that I was referring to with Mo and Sol being a flip. It's kind of, you know what's another thing? It's kind of like Okina and Chisana. I'm still not sure. I just use them whenever they're available. So like in Duolingo, I just translate them that way when I'm translating them. And WaniKani didn't cross it yet, right? The difference between like chisai and chisana and oki and okina, right? And there's obviously nuance between them, right? On a lighter day, yes, on a lighter day. But thanks again. That's as detailed as I can get, right? Also, by the way, if you want to listen to some Chinese, the show is that I'm watching is a little bit weird. And it's only weird in the saying that I'm not sure how Belgians are receptive to that. So for a little bit, Modai Zushi is a specific genre of art, like manga like thing that comes from China. It's called, what is it called? The founder of diabolism. So diabolic. So diabolism. So the founder of diabolism. It's a 3-season show. Blair suggested it. And I can totally understand why Blair is into the show. It's a very specific type of, I would probably say incredibly controversial genre, especially coming from a Chinese origin. So it's something that is very prevalent in other like games and depictions of this nature, but it's very, very specific. And it's kind of like it's kind of like Yuri on Ice. If you've seen Yuri on Ice. Have you seen Yuri on Ice? um it's a subgenre, and I don't mind it at all. I actually kind of find it incredibly beautiful and fascinating. However, it would be interesting to have a different lens on it, like a different cultural background lens on this type. It is a more of an underground like thing in China. Like entertainment of this nature is a bit more of an underground thing. In Japan, it's almost normal. Oh, like Oran Host Club. Oran Host Club actually does something like this too. Actually, a lot of what is it? What is that word when you're surrounded by the opposite gender? Oh, a reverse harem. It's kind of like a reverse harem situation, and not from a romantic standpoint. I'm talking about the contrast in the depiction of gender roles and how they're like depicted in general. It's kind of gender swapping a little bit, or gender redefining. So you haven't seen Yuri on Ice? Funnily enough, I'm currently watching Medalist, another anime about figure skating. I see. Probably a very different style though. Yes, the Medalist is definitely a different style than Yuri on Ice. Yeah, I would love to hear what you think. Or like any Clamp animation. Do you know Clamp Studio? Clamp Studio did like Code Geass. You know how the men look like trees? This is the shape of, real talk. From an animation perspective, do you want to know the silhouette of a man when you see Clamp? This is the silhouette of a man. Oh, wait. I think my face is blocking it. Sorry. This is the silhouette of a man in Clamp design. Here's the legs. These are the shoulders. They're legitimately this shape. It's a type of stylization is what I was, because we talked about animation and aesthetics and stuff previously too, but I'll let you think about, like, ruminate about that. I should check out Medalist. Is Medalist still running? I've been watching a lot of anime lately. I'm using the opportunity to practice my anime. Ooh, a good series. Oh yeah, that's definitely a different style. Ooh, that's different style. I like it. Although I do see a lolly. so there's that. You only really got into anime like 4 or 5 years ago, so I still have plenty of weird niches to discover. I see. Okay. Yeah, this one is definitely a Chinese thing. It's something that is very, very apparent in Chinese in general. Like when you're watching like things like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, and very, very war-centric things, but they want to be beautiful about it, like very looking at inner beauty and whatnot. It hits that. All right, I promise that was the last thing I want to share. Okay, folks. That's the conclusion for WaniKani today. Again, good luck, everyone. Keep on studying. I hope everyone has a bit of fun, enjoy a bit of anime, you know. A Medalist feels like a pretty typical solo sports anime so far. No lolly at all. The MC is a young girl, but it's been all clean so far. Oh, okay. So, yeah. I guess then we'll go with moe. Maybe the young girl is moe material. There's only like 4 episodes out at the moment, so no definitely. Oh, okay. So this is new. I see. Yeah, definitely different from Yuri on Ice. Okay. So, good luck, everyone. Right, try to have fun along the side. Keep on learning. And for all the Japanese language learners out there, enthusiasts, minasan, mata ne. Ja ne. I'm gonna get up, walk around, stretch a little bit, and I'll be back for Hanza Hero. Thank you. And oyasumi nasai, Gecko. If you're heading out, of course.